We'll deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. Listen to Mike Shildt's post-game comments. Plus, we'll bring you today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
Left-hand hitting J.J. Bleday swings at the first pitch, pops it into shallow center. Lockridge racing in, on the move, gets there to make the catch, and the ball game is over. Padres a 2-1 win over the Athletics as they take 2 out of 3 here in Sacramento. And Robert Suarez becomes the first Padre ever to begin his year with 6 hitless outings.
The Grit Squad on full display today. Padres, a short-handed Padres team, beat the Athletics 2-1 at Sacramento on this Wednesday. Sam Levitt with you here on our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show here on the Padres Radio Network. Good to have you with us on this Wednesday afternoon as the Padres wrap up this 6-game road trip. Padres finished the trip 3-3. They do take 2 out of 3 from the Athletics, and the Padres now improve their Major League best record to 10-3 on the season. Welcome back into the Jamul Casino Resort post-game show. Hey, player, the Jamul Casino Resort is your place with a Lux Hotel Tower opening soon, new dining, and a long list of amazing amenities. You'll have more ways to play and enjoy all the perks of your casino fun. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Final totals here today for the Padres: 2 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and for the A's, 1 run on just 2 hits and 1 error, as the Padres continue, despite the injuries, to, for the most part, play a pretty good brand of baseball. Again, the headline heading into this game after yesterday, Jackson Merrill getting put on the IL with a right hamstring strain. Fernando Tatis Jr. not playing today, came out of the game yesterday with an injury. Same thing with Jake Cronenworth. We knew the Padres would have to get it done a little bit differently today, and they did. The Padres pitching in this game was absolutely terrific. Randy Vasquez, very, very solid. 5 innings, 1 run given up. And the Padres bullpen, which continues to be just stellar, they were great once again. Adrian Morejon, Jeremiah Estrada, Jason Adam, and Robert Suarez combining for 4 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. They gave up just 1 hit combined, and through those 4 innings, they were tasked with protecting a 1-run lead. And the Padres bullpen has been so remarkably good in the early part of this season. Consider this. Through 13 games, the Padres bullpen has a 1.65 ERA, the lowest ERA of any bullpen in Major League Baseball. The opponent batting average for the Padres bullpen so far this season is all the way down now after today to 154, by far and away the lowest opponent batting average of any reliever group in Major League Baseball. That is 22 points lower than anybody else. So this bullpen has been absolutely terrific. And you look at this 10-3 record, it's a big reason why the Padres are 10-3, despite now dealing with some injuries, and despite really last 5 days before today not having great starting pitching. Part of the reason the Padres are where they are is because of how good this bullpen has been. Padres did just enough offensively in this game to score 2 runs. That would be enough. Oscar Gonzalez, a bloop RBI single in the third to make it a 1-1 game after the A's took an early 1-0 lead. And then in the 5th inning, it was the sac fly by Gavin Sheets that drove in Xander Bogaerts, who had a good day. 3 hits in this game for X, and he would score the go-ahead run in the 5th inning, made it a 2-1 game. And again, between Randy Vasquez throwing 5 innings, 1 run given up, and the bullpen being great once again, that 2-1 score held up all the way through as the Padres win the rubber game of this 3-game set in Sacramento. When we come back, we'll recap this game in its entirety. We'll also hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt, our out-of-town scoreboard, your phone calls, and much, much more to come as we wrap this one up. Final score in Sacramento today, the Padres 2 and the A's 1 on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you in our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show here on the Padres Radio Network. A lot to do still. We'll have all the radio highlights for you in a moment. We'll go back to Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Your phone call's coming up a little bit later at 833-288-0973 as we take you up until today's edition of Gwynn and Chris coming your way in the 4 p.m. hour. Let's recap this game from start to finish.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup, couple of right-handers going at it. Randy Vasquez for the Padres, Oswaldo Bido for the A's, and both were pretty good early on. A scoreless first inning, but in the bottom of the second, Vasquez ran into trouble. He walked the first two batters of the inning, then allowed a single to load the bases. Luis Urias then hit a fly ball to center. Brandon Lockridge made the catch through home as Shea Langoliers tried to score. Langoliers was out at home initially, but the A's would challenge the call. The call was overturned after replay, a sac fly for Urias. A's took a 1-0 lead in that bottom half of the second inning. But the A's lead didn't last long. In the top of the third, Xander Bogaerts reached on an infield single. Manny Machado singled. That sent Bogaerts to second base. With 2 men away and runners still on first and second, it was Oscar Gonzalez.
Pitch here is kind of looped into shallow center field. Bleday, long run, dives forward, can't make the catch. Bogaerts going to score to tie the game. They'll hold Manny at third base, and a bloop base hit for Oscar Gonzalez to make it 1-1 here in the third.
So a productive moment for Oscar Gonzalez in his second game with the Padres. It would stay tied at 1. Vasquez pitched the scoreless bottom of the third. He did the same in the fourth inning. Xander Bogaerts led off the fifth inning with a double, his third hit of the day. Bogey went to third on a fly ball. He then scored on a sac fly from Gavin Sheets. So the Padres had a 2-1 lead through 4.5 innings in this game. That would be all the Padres scored in the fifth. Randy Vasquez worked around a 1-out walk in the bottom half of the fifth. He was good today, 5 innings, 1 run given up, and just 1 hit allowed. Padres took a 2-1 lead into the sixth inning. Adrian Morejon came in out of the Padres bullpen, pitched a scoreless frame. Jeremiah Estrada entered for the bottom half of the seventh inning. He pitched a perfect bottom half of the seventh. Only problem, though, Padres weren't scoring. The A's bullpen keeping it at a 2-1 game as we went bottom 8. Jason Adam got the first 2 outs of the eighth inning in a 2-1 game, but he then walked Lawrence Butler. Butler stole second, so a big moment. Butler on second base representing the tying run, and the very dangerous Brent Rooker at the plate.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him to chase the slider. And the second strikeout of the inning for Jason Adam will bring the 8th to a close.
So the Padres still were not adding on to their 2-1 lead. Padres would leave 11 on base in this game. They went 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position, but still heading to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Robert Suarez came on trying to protect the 2-1 lead. A save opportunity for Suarez. Did not get off to a good start. He walked Tyler Soderstrom to begin the inning. So just like that, the tying run on base, the winning run at the plate, but then Shea Langoliers grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. Just like that, 2 men away, nobody on. A's down to their final out. It was all left up to J.J. Bleday.
Left-hand hitting J.J. Bleday swings at the first pitch, pops it into shallow center. Lockridge racing in, on the move, gets there to make the catch, and the ball game is over. Padres a 2-1 win over the Athletics as they take 2 out of 3 here in Sacramento. And Robert Suarez becomes the first Padre ever to begin his year with 6 hitless outings.
What a start for the Padres, now 10-3 to begin the season. Final totals here today as Robert Suarez picks up once again his 6th save and as many opportunities this season. The Padres, 2 runs, 12 hits, no errors. The A's, 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. Again, the Padres now 10-3. A's drop to 5-8. Padres go 3-3 on this 6-game road trip to Chicago and Sacramento. And how about this? A combined 2-hitter between Randy Vasquez, who went 5 innings, 1 run given up, and then the mix of Morejon, Estrada, Adam, and Suarez combining for 4 scoreless innings out of the bullpen, just 1 hit given up. And the Padres bullpen, as we alluded to in the opening segment of our post-game coverage, they continue continue to be just stellar. And you look at this series, the 2 games the Padres won, a 1-run win here today and a 1-run win on Monday. So the Padres bullpen, certainly a very, very big part of the 2 wins this week in Sacramento. We'll step aside. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Our catch of the game, play of the game, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. And we do have plenty of time to take your phone calls on this Wednesday afternoon as well. Phone number is always 833-288-0973. Again, phone number if you want to get involved, chime in about this win, about this road trip, about this 10-3 start. You can call in 833-288-0973. Final score, Padres 2, A's 1. Our postgame coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network. Show brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. Final score on this Wednesday afternoon, the Padres 2 and the Athletics 1 as the Padres take 2 of 3 from the A's this week in Sacramento. Padres go 3-3 on their first road trip of 2025. Padres, anyway you slice it, despite some of the injury news last 24, 48 hours, you know what? They're 10-3 coming home to play 3 games against the Rockies Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 more games against the Cubs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all at Petco Park beginning on Friday. Final totals, once again, Padres 2 runs, 12 hits, no errors. For the A's, 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. We'll hear from Mike Shildt in just a moment, so stay tuned for that. Phone number to call if you want to get involved. We have plenty of time to take your calls on this Wednesday afternoon. 833-288-0973. We'll get some more of those coming up a little bit later. Again, just to recap it quickly before we hear from Mike Shildt, Randy Vasquez, 5 innings, 1 run given up. He was very good in this game. And then the Padres bullpen getting it done once again. Adrian Morejon, Jeremiah Estrada, Jason Adam, Robert Suarez combining for 4 scoreless innings out of the pen. Padres only scored 2 runs in this game, ended up being enough. RBI single for Oscar Gonzalez in the top of the 3rd to tie the game at 1. And then in the 5th inning, it was a sac fly from Gavin Sheets that brought home Xander Bogaerts, who led off the game with a double, or not to the game, led off the 5th inning with the double, would go to third base on a fly out off the bat of Manny Machado, and then came home on the sac fly from Sheets. So small ball there in the 5th inning for the Padres. Really both runs they scored in the 3rd and the 5th, examples of small ball. And look, the Padres did enough offensively on a day again where they did not have Fernando Tatis Jr., did not have Jake Cronenworth, and of course did not have Jackson Merrill, who was put on the IL yesterday. Let's go back to Sutter Health Park in Sacramento. Here's some post-game reaction.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Mike, how gratifying is that win, just the way it was earned, who you did not have, how you went about it?
Yeah, team effort, hard earned. I mean, it's a good win. You know, finished up a road trip, quick turnaround. Going to play regardless of circumstances. Guys got after today, man. It was a really gritty win, and Vasquez did a great job setting the tone on the mound.
How great is it to have that back end in the way that they're pitching right now, that you can ride that the last 4?
No, it's good. The guys are, rested. They, 2 in a row, day off yesterday, so day off tomorrow. We knew those guys could go. With Vasquez, he threw the ball well. Pitch count a little bit out the window there where we were at in the lineup. Just a better spot for Morejon. If it would have been further down, we'd probably let us go back out perhaps. But, Vasquez is great. Morejon, Estrada, Adam, Suarez, they do their parts for sure. Really impressive.
What does having that level of guys who can pitch high leverage, what does it do for the things you can do within a game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're playing to, make sure we can get to those guys. So we, that's some good situational baseball to get that lead. Bogey gets a double. Manny, unselfish at bat, gets him over. Knows Sheets is still going to get it done. A couple of bats weren't as good, but still, does his job. And Sheets 2 strike that, gets him in. So just good team baseball.
You talked about Bogaerts the other day. I imagine you saw more of what you had been seeing from Bogaerts today, just maybe the results coming
Yeah,
out.
you just see good at bats, and that's the thing that we talk about occasionally. I don't get too wrapped up in the numbers. The numbers can be skewed either way. But I've seen a guy in Bogey since the first live batting practice in spring training look like a guy that's really locked in, has a good swing going. So, I've seen good swings, good at bats, taking his walks, and doing some damage in the zone, a couple doubles a day. Really impressive at bats by Bogey.
Do you have any updates on Tatis and Cronenworth?
I do. Nothing, Crony, we still feel like cramp, still getting some of that out of there, inflammation fluid a little bit out of there. We do expect him, but we'll hold our feet to the fire with him being in there on Friday. Toddy had a good night, good day today. Could have been available in a pinch. Clearly stayed away from him. So he's optimistic. We're optimistic as well.
For Friday, just to be clear.
We're optimistic for Friday, but again, we got some time between now and then to evaluate it. So we reserve our right, but they're both tracking in a good place.
Close game like this, a couple plays by Iglesias could really make a difference.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Defense is a big part of how we win games as well, especially close games. Pitching helps your defense. Iglesias, it's just a good glove, man, regardless of where you played him. I thought he played a respectable left field yesterday for the couple innings. But yeah, just a ball player, gets it done. Nice play up the middle. Good double play turn there in the ninth. That was a big play clearly, and he just does a nice job.
We didn't get to ask you about that yesterday, but he had 5 balls hit his way in the first.
Of course. Yeah, didn't surprise me at all. It's like we put Jackson out there the first time, in the spring training game, first inning, it's like sun ball, slice ball at the fence. So, yeah, all will find you. But thought he came on the ball nice, went to make that play in the cap. Did a nice job, threw the right base. He's a baseball player, man.
What can you say about the challenges of today without those two guys, or at least wanting to stay away from those two guys, and essentially playing with a two-man bench? What was that like, kind of knowing that?
You just got to know where you're going to spend your bullet, and we got, the matchup we liked with Gurriel in the ninth. Kind of getting a feel for the series, how they're using their bullpen. Just got to be judicious about, be ready for those couple moments that are there and you be on top of it. And you have some contingency plans in case things don't go as well as you like. And we don't need to go into this.
Everyone can see the exit velocity that Oscar can put up there when he makes contact. What is his upside in your opinion, and how does he make the most of his skill set?
I think quite a bit. He had a really good spring. I mean, it was a hard conversation. It got down, hit 400 on the nose, or right there at it. In spring training, went down to AAA and earned his way back up. Oscar takes just good at bats. The thing about Oscar, he's not overly, got to get him on the left or right. He takes a good at bat. And to your point, the ball comes off his bat, Dennis. And that was a big, again, didn't crush it, but that was single to get the run earlier and hit the ball, square the ball up down the left field later. So he's a professional hitter that's hitting the big league. So it's nice to be able to call up a guy with that kind of quality at bat.
Did those guys watch? Were they getting treatment? Toddy?
They were getting treatment early. They came out later. Yeah.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after this 2-1 win for the Padres against the A's in Sacramento. Sam Levitt back with you inside our San Diego studios. Let's touch on a couple of things that Mike Shildt mentioned there. First, about Oscar Gonzalez. You know what? It was a very good day for Oscar Gonzalez. Really was. He drove in a run, good situational hitting, found a way to get a ball into the outfield with 2 outs, got it down in the third, tied the game at 1. Later in the game, hit a single at 111 miles per hour off the bat. And look, that is something that we saw from Oscar Gonzalez throughout spring training, just hitting the ball hard. And he did it at AAA when he went down there first week and a half of the season. And he's come up, and look, the bottom line is this for Oscar Gonzalez. He's, at least for the next week or so, until Jackson Merrill gets back, I would assume he's going to get quite a few at-bats. He's going to get some run. So he has a real opportunity to show what he can do and to make a case that whenever the next roster move comes, when guys start coming back, that he deserves to stay here. I mean, he's got a real opportunity to do that. Had a miscue in left field yesterday, okay, but today, did a really nice job. Again, drove in a run, hit a ball hard, 2 hits for Oscar Gonzalez. So a very good day for Oscar Gonzalez. As far as Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jake Cronenworth, I think the news to this point about as good as you can hope. Sounds like those guys may play on Friday. Things may be tracking that way. For Fernando, could have played in a pinch today. And again, they're just trying to get the inflammation, the fluid out of there for Jake Cronenworth after he was hit in the ribs by Ben Brown in Chicago a handful of days ago. So again, update so far, I think about as good as you could hope. We'll see what the update is on Friday. You never know with these things and how they can change. And certainly we've experienced that where, sometimes it looks like a guy's not going to go on the IL and then he does once they get sort of in that gray area of maybe it taking a little bit longer for a guy to return. But to this point, news, I would say pretty good. And maybe, just maybe, we see both those guys back in there on Friday, but as you heard Mike Shildt allude to, Padres reserve the right to not have that happen as well. But to this point, pretty good news on Fernando and Jake Cronenworth, and we'll see what the updates are in the next 48 hours or so. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get to your phone calls, catch the game, play of the game, out-of-town scoreboard, all that good stuff coming up. Padres win it today 2-1 in Sacramento against the A's. Our post-game coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. We'll go back to Sacramento. Here's some post-game reaction from Oscar Gonzalez in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned for that as the Padres win it 2-1 against the A's. Gonzalez certainly a nice part of today's win. Couple of hits, including an RBI single to tie the game at 1 in the third. Padres would then grab a lead in the fifth inning on a sac fly by Gavin Sheets to make it 2-1, and that would be it. All the scoring in this game between Randy Vasquez, Adrian Morejon, Jeremiah Estrada, Jason Adam, and Robert Suarez, Padres combining to allow just 2 hits this afternoon, just 1 run. Great job by the Padres pitching staff as they take the rubber match of this 3-game set. Some good defense in this game for the Padres as well. Let's hear our catch of today's game.
Which defensive play had the biggest impact on today's game?
He is at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch.
This is the catch of the game.
Gonna hang a star for Jackson Merrill.
Reeled in by Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, celebrating 80 years of seafood excellence.
If Arias runs on 3-2, he does not. And the pitch is bounced up the middle, way to his right. Iglesias has it near second, steps on the bag in time, throw to first in time. What a double play turned by Jose Iglesias.
Great double play turned by Jose Iglesias, who had to go to the other side of the second base bag. From second base, went to his right all the way across the middle of the diamond. Went, got the baseball, and then took it to the bag himself. It was just a weird, kind of awkward angle in double play, but Iglesias, who's so quick, did a great job corralling the baseball, went to touch second, and then threw out Max Muncy at first base for a 4-3 inning-ending double play, and that would do it for Randy Vasquez in the fifth inning. His final outs recorded, and to help Randy Vasquez to 5 innings, 1 run allowed as Vasquez picks up his first win of the season. So really, really nice defensive play for Jose Iglesias, and that's what he's known for. Making nice defensive plays, whether it's at short or second or at third base, and certainly made a nice impact on today's game with that 4-3 double play. Very nicely done by Candelita Jose Iglesias. Let's go back to Sacramento. Here's some post-game reaction from Oscar Gonzalez, who had 2 hits today and an RBI. Let's hear from Gonzalez.
How's it feel to come back and right away be a big contributor?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It's like baseball, you know. Baseball, I come here to help the team, and whatever I do is like play baseball.
What was it like to have like the good spring that you had and go down and start down there? What was your kind of thoughts when you were down there?
No, I know what kind of play I am. I go downstairs and play hard, and I know that in some point I got the opportunity to come here, and I'm here now.
What were the last 2 days like? It seems like a lot happening all at once. All the travel and then getting here and getting ready.
Yeah, it's crazy because we travel from Oklahoma to El Paso and just to then travel here, and it's like top day for me, but I had to do whatever they need to do every day.
When did you guys go back? Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
And then yesterday?
And yeah.
What time did you get on the plane? El Paso to here?
10-3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does it feel? How does it feel to be back in the majors after a couple of years?
It's like pretty good. It's like whatever like back home say, like right here is God, and I like to be here.
You said this is I guess we're still kind of a AAA stadium. How much are you looking forward to getting to Petco?
Yes, I don't know. I don't know see this. I just come here and play baseball.
How crazy is it that you were in Oklahoma City and then you were batting today 5th in a major league game and having a big hit?
That's huge. That's huge because just everybody know what kind of play we have here. A lot of star players, and I like to be in the lineup, and hit it is great for me.
You hit a couple home runs at Petco Park, like probably the last time you played there. What do you remember about that and the ballpark?
Yeah, I remember in 2022 I be there, and huge crowds over there, a lot of fans. It's like I like this place. It's pretty good. Yeah.
That was Oscar Gonzalez after today's win. Padres beat the A's 2-1. Gonzalez getting his first start with the Padres, 2 hits, including an RBI single in this game. Also hit a ball at 111 miles per hour for his second hit of the day. And again, you'd imagine that Oscar is going to get some run. He's going to get some playing time as Jackson Merrill is on the IL. We'll see what Fernando Tatis Jr. status is for Friday, but you'd imagine one way or another he's going to get an opportunity to play. So even though Oscar, look, I'm sure there are Padres fans out there that would have argued that Oscar played himself onto the roster with how good of a spring he had. Padres elected to start him at AAA El Paso. Well, we know during the course of a season, you typically need guys to come up to the major leagues and contribute, and now Oscar has an opportunity to make it so the Padres don't send him back down whenever that time would come. He has an opportunity to prove himself, and certainly today contributed to a 2-1 win. Before we get to your phone calls, just to quickly wrap up the offensive box score in this game, Xander Bogaerts, really good day at one point in this game, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, scored the go-ahead run in the 5th inning after starting that 5th with a double. His average on the year is up to 304. Manny Machado continues to swing the bat really well. 2 more hits in this game for Manny. Manny also had a stolen base in this game, so Manny's average on the year, how about this? I mean, we're 13 games in now. His average is 340. I mean, Manny is playing really, really well. Looking at other guys in this box score, we told you about Gonzalez. Jason Hayward had a couple of hits today. Jose Iglesias had a base hit. Brandon Lockridge a hit. Martin Maldonado a hit. 12 hits combined for the Padres lineup today. They had plenty of opportunities. If you want to look at one thing from this game that was not great, 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position, 11 left on base. But as Jesse and Tony alluded to in the wrap-up a while ago, you have to consider that the Padres were without a lot of guys today. So 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position could have been bigger than a 1-run lead, 11 left on base. But you know what? Especially when you're as shorthanded as the Padres were today, a win is a win. And I'll tell you what, when you're sitting at 10-3 through 13 games, I don't think you're going to complain about a whole lot. Win's a win. Padres pitching staff terrific once again today. Let's go to the phones. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We lead things off today. Let's go to Ramona. It's Josh calling in. Josh, you're on the Padres radio network. Go ahead.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for taking my call. I wanted to make 2 really big points. The first one you've touched on already is that this bullpen has been outstanding. Like, this is the kind of bullpen pitching that wins championships. The other thing I wanted to bring up is that a lot of these other players coming up with, Tatis being hurt, Cronenworth being hurt, Merrill being injured, we need guys to step up and take action, and that is exactly what has happened. And just the absolute grit that this team has shown over the last week has been absolutely phenomenal.
Josh, appreciate the phone call. Good call. I'm with you. Today was a grit squad kind of win. Very shorthanded, trying to win a game in Sacramento at a minor league ballpark. And they got it done and won a series and finished up what becomes a 500 road trip. I'll take, Josh, what you said about the bullpen and go through those numbers once again that I went through in the opening segment of our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show. Padres bullpen combined, a 1.65 ERA, lowest in the major leagues right now. The number that stands out even more, a 154 opponent batting average. That is 22 points lower right now than any other bullpen in the major leagues. And today, just another terrific example of what this bullpen has been so great at. Morejon, Estrada, Adam Suarez, one-run game, find a way to protect it. I mean, they were just terrific today, and they've been terrific all year in this very early part of the season. Let's go to Vinny calling in from Fallbrook. Vinny, you're on the Padres Radio Network. Welcome in.
Hey, I'm just calling because I was like, well, first, I love your show, Sam.
You got it. Thank you.
But I'm calling because we're coming back to we're coming home, and we're facing the Rockies, and for some reason they just seem to be the thorn in our side, every other year. Is this going to be a concern with maybe a few of our star players being out of our starting lineup?
Well, I hope not, Vinny. I mean, look, there's no way around it. There have certainly been times over the course of the past few years where the Rockies have been a thorn in the Padres' side, and some not very good Rockies teams have given the Padres a lot of trouble. And you think about a year like 2023, how close the Padres ultimately were to making the postseason, and had they played a little bit better against teams like the Rockies, may have been a different year. Just as an example in 2023. So, Vinny, I don't know that it's a concern in my eyes, but it's something to note, right? I mean, you got a Rockies team that I think pretty safe to say they're probably going to be the worst team in the division this year, and first of 13 games against them, and you want to take care of business, especially at home, and especially when you've been playing so well. Look, even though the Padres all of a sudden are dealing with a lot of injury stuff between Merrill and Fernando and Jake Cronenworth, reality is this: you're 10-3, and now you've got 3 more games against the Rockies. I mean, there's a real opportunity to get through the weekend, let's say 12-4, let's say 13-3, and just keep this thing rolling, just keep on winning series. So, Vinny, it's a good opportunity. I don't know that I'm concerned. I'd like to have some faith in this team based on the way they've played, despite the injuries they're dealing with right now. But there's no doubt about it. They got to take care of business. And one thing the Padres have to do, which they did so much better at in the second half of last year, was doing that, taking care of business against teams they should beat. And, let's be honest, the Rockies fall in that category. So we're going to see. This is going to be kind of the first, the teams they played so far. Braves, I think, are going to be a lot better than how they've started ultimately. I think a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people pick them to go to the World Series this year, and really be a threat to any other power team in the National League. The Braves, the Guardians, were a couple of wins away from the World Series last year. The Cubs, may end up going on to win the National League Central. I think the A's, are going to be improved this year, even though they're not off to a great start. They're 5-8. I think you could argue, the point being that the Rockies coming to town this weekend, they're the first real, and I know it's early, and I don't want to, eat my words at the end of the weekend, but they're the first, quote unquote bad team that's coming in, and a team that probably is not going to be very good when it's all said and done this year. And you could probably take that to the bank. So look, again, Vinny, they got to take care of business. I'm not concerned, but it has been a problem for other Padres teams in recent memory playing the Colorado Rockies. So I understand why the concern would be out there. Hopefully not a concern in 2025. Let's go to Adrian calling in from San Diego. Hi, Adrian.
Hey, how's it going, Sam? How you doing today, brother?
Doing well.
Hey, man, so I just want to highlight one thing here. With all the adversity we're facing with the injuries, I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see what kind of scorecard we give AJ Preller when in the offseason he's making all these, rotation player decisions, right? So you're not only thinking about your stars, but, hey, what happens when they're out? What happens when exactly what's going on right now? So I'll be interested to give AJ Preller a scorecard at the end of this little IL stint that everyone's going on. So let's see how that works out. I just thought it was an interesting point of view to think about.
Yeah, Adrian, that's fair. I mean, look, I think, the president of baseball operations, general manager of every team end up getting some kind of grade, some kind of scorecard, to use your term, at the end of every season. I mean, last year, AJ hit on so many moves, right? Whether you want to talk about Peralta or Solano or Higashioka or Michael King. There were so many things to point to, and it was a big reason why this team won 93 games. It wasn't just about the stars. It was about every contributing player that came through last year at different points of the year. It's far too early to really know how all these different smaller moves are going to work out, right? I mean, so far, we only really have, data on Gurriel and Hayward. We're getting it now on Oscar Gonzalez. We're going to get it on Jose Iglesias over the course of the year. If Connor Joe comes up at some point, if they give an opportunity to Tirso Ornelas at some point, list goes on and on. But look, we know AJ hit on so much last year, and he did a great job. I mean, in my opinion, AJ Preller should have been executive of the year. That's how good of a job he did with last year's team and how much he hit on. The grade is still out. We're a ways away, Adrian. We're only at what's today? April 9th. So it's a ways away. But look, to your point, when you go through stretches where you could be without guys for a period of time. And right now we know Merrill's going to miss a little time. We don't know about Fernando and Jake. For all we know, they could be back Friday. Seems like that's a possibility based on what Mike Shildt said after the game. But if those guys miss time, then, hey, I mean, the grades for AJ as far as how he fills those spots, how other pieces fit into this roster, how they perform, I mean, those things are going to become much more important, much more significant. So we'll see. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get some more of your phone calls at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll also have our play of the game out-of-town scoreboard. Wrap things up, get you ready for Friday's game at Petco Park. Final score, Padres 2 and the A's 1. This is the Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we wrap things up. Padres win it here today 2-1 against the A's in Sacramento. We'll flip things over in about, 7, 8, 9 minutes to Crisello Matt's Gravy, today's edition of Gwynn and Chris. Coming your way, and they'll take you up all the way until 7 p.m. At least Matt's Gravy will take you up until 7 p.m. on this Wednesday evening here on 97.3 The Fan as we continue here on the Padres Radio Network. We'll get to a couple more phone calls before we go in a second. First, let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We have a number of finals already. Dodgers hung on to beat the Nationals 6-5 earlier in D.C. Giants beat the Reds in the bottom half of the 10th inning. A 2-run walk-off home run for Mike Shildt as the Giants improved to 9-3 on the year as they beat the Reds 8-6 in 10. Diamondbacks beat the Orioles 9-0 in Arizona. Rangers beat the Cubs 6-2 in Chicago. Corey Seager, a couple of home runs in that game for Texas. Yankees beat the Tigers 4-3 in Detroit. Marlins blanked the Mets 5-0 in New York. Matt Mervis, a home run in that game for Miami. Pirates beat the Cardinals in 13 innings 2-1. Joey Bart, a walk-off hit in that game for Pittsburgh. Games going on right now. 9th inning in Seattle. Astros 5, Mariners 4. White Sox trail the Guardians 2-1 in the third in Cleveland. The Blue Jays lead the Red Sox 1-0 in the first inning at Fenway Park. Game's yet to begin. Angels at the Rays in Tampa Bay at 4:05. Phillies and the Braves in Atlanta at 4:15. Twins and the Royals in Kansas City at 4:40. And finally, the Brewers and the Rockies at 5:40 in Colorado. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Wednesday. Let's squeeze in another phone call or two before we hear our play of the game. We go to Jake calling in from North Park. Jake, you're on the Padres Radio Network. Welcome in.
Sam, great to connect. I think there's a few things I wanted to get your thoughts on, which is, they always say that pitching and defense wins championships. And we've had some good relief pitching, like you said, best in the league, but the starting pitching has been touch and go, particularly with some of the people we think could win a Cy Young. So I know it's early. We don't want to sound the alarms yet, but what do you think has to happen with the starting pitching for the Padres to be in a more secure place in, say, the half point in the season?
Yeah, Jake, look, it's a fair question. I said it pregame today. The Padres rotation, their last turn through before today, they had an 11+ ERA over the last 5 games. They got to be better than that. I mean, obviously, it was a Dylan Cease outing yesterday that was really tough. Yu Darvish coming back will help whenever that is. Randy Vasquez was good today. Overall, I think it's got to be better. Okay, the numbers the last 5 days before today were not great. They're also asking the bullpen to cover a lot of innings, despite the bullpen being really good. But Jake, it's a fair point. I think overall, even though they're 10-3, yeah, it'd be nice for the rotation this turn through and maybe starting today with what Randy Vasquez did to be a little bit better. And so we'll see if they can do that starting today. They did that, but continuing it into Friday against Colorado. Padres beat the A's 2-1. Let's hear our play of today's game.
The line between winning and losing can be razor thin. Which play was the difference between victory and defeat? This is today's play of the game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Pitch on the way. Sheet swings, sends it in the air to right center field. That should get the job done. Bleday about 10 feet in front of the track. Makes the catch, sends it back towards the infield. No shot to get Xander, who tags and scores. Gavin Sheets, a sac fly. And the Padres lead for the first time today. It's 2-1.
Sac fly, our play of the game, a rarity, but makes sense today. That was the go-ahead run. Padres jumping ahead to a 2-1 lead. Xander Bogaerts leading off that 5th inning with a double. Went to third base on a fly out for Manny Machado. Gavin Sheets got the job done. Sac fly, made it 2-1. and the Padres go on to win by that final score. One of 3 hits today for Xander Bogaerts. His average on the year is up to .304. Looking ahead to the upcoming homestand, a 6-game homestand against the Colorado Rockies and Chicago Cubs beginning on Friday at Petco Park. First pitch on Friday, game 1 of a 3-game series against Colorado at 6:40 p.m. Our Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show will begin at 5:40 from inside the loft at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Right-hander Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres. The Rockies have yet to announce their starting pitcher for Friday's game in San Diego. But again, Nick Pivetta on the mound for San Diego. First pitch at 6:40, and our pregame coverage will begin at 5:40. As always, if you missed any portion of our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show, you can go back and listen to any or all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast feed, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts, or you can go on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and find any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Taking a look at the final totals in this series finale today in Sacramento as the Padres win 2 out of 3 from the A's. For the Padres, 2 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left on 11. For the A's, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. They left on 4. Winning pitcher Randy Vasquez, who improves to 1-1. Losing pitcher Oswaldo Bido, who drops to 1-1, and the save goes to Robert Suarez, his 6th of the season. He is now 6 for 6 in save opportunities in 2025. Time of game, 2 hours and 25 minutes, and the crowd at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, 10,553. Apologize if we didn't get to your phone call. Maybe talk to you on Friday. Once again, first pitch on Friday, 6:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage begins at 5:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Frank Mark Casey, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long from inside our San Diego studios. The final score today, the San Diego Padres 2 and the Athletics 1. We'll talk to you on Friday on the Padres.